Here in the Bay of Plenty, we love our coast. Te Moana Atoi has provided kai moana for many generations. And our beaches are great for all sorts of fun activities. But there's a very important part of our beaches we don't use for activities. It's a part you might not notice. The sand dunes. You may be surprised just how much those sand dunes help us and plants and animals within the coastal environment. Check out this sand dune. It's simply a hill of sand with plants on it. It's part of the beach and lies between the moana and the whenua, the sea and the land where we live.
So how did the sand dune get there?
Well, the dune is formed by the waves pushing the sand and the wind blowing the sand up from the beach, and the plants on the dunes catching that sand and slowly making a big sandbank.
How can the plants catch the sand if they don't have hands?
Well, they don't need hands. They trap the sand between their leaves and protect sand from the wind. And they also keep the sand together with their roots. By doing this, all of that sand keeps building up around the plants, and together those dune plants make the dune. The sand dune then provides a home for different plants and animals.
That's true. Some of these are very important plants and animals that are native to Aotearoa. I know that there are some extra special species like the New Zealand dotterel that can only be found in Aotearoa and only around the dunes.
There's one very important fact about sand dunes that we all must understand and respect.
What's that?
The dune is nature's protection between the moana and the whenua.
Nature's protection?
For sure, the dune protects us and where we live from the sea. We call this protective barrier a buffer. A buffer cushions or softens the impact of something, and in the case of our dunes, they soften the impact of waves in big storms.
So what would happen if the dune wasn't there?
Well, in a big storm, Tawhiri Mātia blows the sea into big waves and...
Uh-oh!
Along our coastline, in some places, there are large areas of dune land, just like there used to be many years ago. These dunes are great natural buffers. In other areas, there's been a lot of change by people over time. And people are still having some big impacts on our dunes. Now, in some places, the dunes are, well, there's no dune.
So in some of those places, there's no natural buffer between the sea and where we live?
That's right.
So in a big storm, the sea could come in and cause flooding, and our houses, schools and shops could fall into the sea.
Exactly. And this has happened in some places. You might be feeling this is all bad news, but the good news is Bay of Plenty CoastCare is helping us rebuild our damaged dunes. And they're also helping to keep our healthy dunes safe. There are two very easy but very important ways to look after our dunes, which we can do every time we go to the beach. We can stay off the dunes and always use Te Ara Tika, the signposted pathway.
Together we can all help CoastCare to look after our sand dunes, so we can make sure we always have a natural buffer between the land and the sea. He mahi pai o ngā tangata katoa.